Welcome back for another quick hit review. Let's go and take a look at the Aussie dollar CAD. Once again, quite a few opportunities. As usual, a lot of them will probably not play out, and I will only be looking at the higher probability trades if we do get entry signals on them. So here on the Aussie dollar CAD we have two head and shoulders setting up. So structure level on at the closes of our candles just here, and if I move it down you can see we've come into this minor level of structure. I am expecting price to come lower down to this level, but if you see what happened, we had a move lower, a pullback, and then a move lower and a pullback, and right now we are up in the wicks, so we have not violated that outside return, so technically still looking for shorting opportunities. Here on the 240 I'm going to put a structure level on up at the highs just here, and because of these wicks it means that technically we don't have a confirmed break above, close above. And then what I'm looking at here on the 240 is this being a potential head and shoulders. Now this is more aggressive because we don't technically have a break above, close above, but we are still holding that structure level. We have just violated the left shoulder, so I need more confirmation. Here on the 240 I need a violation of the outside return, a pullback, and then an entry to play it for a retest of the lows. Let's drop down the time frames. Very early that, so there's nothing here right now. There is another head and shoulders right here. I will wait to the 15 actually. Let's go to the 15. And it's looking like this from this leg. We have a move higher, a pullback, a move higher, a pullback, a move higher, giving us a head and shoulders like this. Here we have an initial structure low because we've violated this level, and now we're seeing a pullback where we're seeing a pullback to look at this level of structure, and I do need structure to be held on these head and shoulders, so I put a structure level on up there on the closes of the candles. Let's look left. There was a major level of structure. It may have been on the 60 actually. Yeah, these are them here. I'm going to go to the 60 and show you this. So still see the head and shoulders nicely here. I am going to be waiting for a lower low, lower close candle right now. But here on the 60 you can see we have a lovely level of structure right here, and we can see the 60 minutes has held that structure level. So I will be playing for two positions, a retest down here, and then I'll be holding to see if the bigger 240 head and shoulders comes off for a complete retest down to around this level, something like that. Let's go and take a look at the Euro Aussie. Haven't wrote down what we're looking at on the Euro Aussie. Okay, what it was a potential AB equals CD pattern. Let's go down to the 15. So all it was this, we had a move lower, we duplicate it, we've come into that zone. I do believe price can come a little lower. Personally, I'm looking at it coming into this area that's been tested 3 times, and potential little head and shoulders setting up here. You see this, move lower, pull back, looking for a move lower for the head, a pull back, right shoulder. Okay, looking for a head and shoulders here. Have to wait, it's a little bit early. I'll look at the pound Aussie. We still have, I'm not going to do the high time frame analysis here, but we still have this falling channel like this, and technically we have not broken out of it yet. If we look at where structure is, the turning point for me I thought would have been this point. We violated it. If we move it down a little bit, we now have 2 additional key levels here and here, and can see right now the RSI has gone oversold at 20. I would look for an entry reason down here on the lower time frame. Pound dollar, head and shoulders apparently. Let's go and have a look. Oh no, what this is, not a head and shoulders. Okay. Here on the pound dollar we have a butterfly completing at the 127. The butterfly can complete at this or a 1618 inversion or a 127 that's further away. But right now what we do have is this, where we've come into this and have this lovely 3-bar reversal with a higher high, higher close. We're seeing a pullback right now, so I'm really looking at this 3-bar reversal as the entry, but I'm looking at the lower time frame to get involved and play it up to that target, to that 38.2. So if we drop down the time frames, there's absolutely nothing here. We drop to the 60. This is what interests me. I was trying to get in this last week. We had a head and shoulders just here, never gave me an entry, so that's a violation. We had a pullback and a move higher, so I believe that we can come up to this level for first targets, and the secondary targets are the bigger pattern targets. And what's interesting me right now is just how price is moving here after a rally down, because remember, this is the outside return, so anywhere in this zone we can technically look for a long opportunity. You do actually have a higher high, higher close right now, but I want a better confirmation. If we go to the 15, we have another potential head and shoulders, so I move lower. Then we see the left shoulder, I move lower. You can see we've got a little bit of double bottom action going on there. We see a pullback, I move lower, another double bottom, and the whole thing itself is a double bottom. And then really I'm looking for a violation of this level, a pullback, and then a chance to get long. I'll play for one target there, and then I'll play for the 38.2. So the reason for that is because this here is there's no structure here, so I'm going to see if we actually have a violation to the upside and a chance to get involved with that trade. Euro CAD. Euro CAD. What do we have in a Euro CAD? Okay, there is this big wedge pattern. Did mention this in the last video I did. We draw this out. We have now actually, depending which way you draw this out, just tapped. You could have it there or you could have it here. Personally, I'm going to wait for a pullback and then a chance to get short this pattern. Pound CAD, I have taken a very, very aggressive long opportunity here. We have this massive back pattern. Let me delete that off. It's looking like this is going to lose actually. We held structure. We had this lovely double bottom down here. We held structure. We're seeing a pullback right now. We had the RSI that went oversold, and I'm really just looking for an entry reason. And what I did was I looked at this and said, okay, we've had a move higher, a pullback, move higher, a pullback, a move higher, a pullback. We're in trend, although we haven't violated the outside return on the bigger time frame. And I actually had an entry reason just down here. But right now I was hoping that this was going to turn into a double bottom because we do have the RSI confirmation. But it's not looking like that's going to happen, so it's looking like I'm going to lose my 25 pips here. But if this does turn into a double bottom, first targets are up here for 80, second are up here for around 200. I would personally now wait to see if we get a big higher high, higher close, but it is a very aggressive trade that. Aussie dollar Swissy. This was the trade I spoke about yesterday in the video, where we have the channel coming into structure. On the 15 we had that double top, double top came off beautifully. We're now pulling back for a 26.18. Okay, and if you go back to the 60, we've got the market that's just put in a 3-bar reversal. Now is an awesome time to get involved with this trade because the probability has just gone up. New Zealand CAD, coming to the end of the currency pairs now. New Zealand CAD, this was the flag pattern I spoke about in the last video, coming into the outside return. I would now wait for a pullback to this trend line and then get involved, and then look at playing for targets at a retest of the structure highs. And then the dollar CAD, which is losing another flag pattern. We do have, however, though, this double bottom that's formed. We've violated the top of it and we're pulling back for a 26.18. So if you do actually get involved now, you have a very nice reward to risk. Playing for 2 targets, retest of the high and the higher structure level. This isn't forming the way that I would like to see a 26.18. But here on the 15, look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests. We violated it. We broke out of the trend line. So probability has gone higher that this trade could go on to win because we've broken out correctly. Whether or not it's valid for you, you'll have to check. So quite a few opportunities there. We'll see how many of these actually play out.